It's all about that man. Let's talk about that when we come back. This is Rob Bell, and this is Rob's Rant. It's all about that man. All you care about is getting into a relationship with a man. You will forsake your children. You will forsake a job. You will sit at home and wait and cry and want to fight and get into your emotions about that man. You mean to tell me a relationship to you is so important that, number one, you forget about yourself, and that your self-esteem is so low that a man means more to you than yourself, than your kids, than your family, than your job? Is it all really? Really? Is it really all about that man? It seems that there are so many women out here that do just about anything in their powers to try to attract a man. They change their hairstyles. They do their nails. They get pedicures. They wear different outfits. They subject themselves to negative behaviors. They become overly submissive to a man just so they cannot be by themselves and want to be in a relationship. All the while, the man is just using and abusing her in any way he can, because it's just another conquest for him. Most women, they get into this situation where they see a guy, they like him. In the beginning, he treats them nice, and slowly but surely, they fall in love. And they fall in love with the idea of having a sustainable relationship, with creating a family, with wanting to be a wife one day, with wanting to have a husband come home to them and live this whole happily ever after kind of lifestyle. And although in some respects it's supposed to be like that, it's supposed to be, you being able to find someone to fall in love with and having that man fall in love with you, and then you two as a couple hopefully getting married and creating a family and living the way life says you're supposed to live. It is supposed to be like that, but in more cases than not, it's not. Because men, especially young men, they're not ready to become husbands yet. They're not ready to become fathers. They're not ready to be married. For a lot of young men out here, it's about the conquest. When they see a woman that's attractive to them, the last thing on their mind is being in a sustainable relationship. All they want is to get into your panties. And once they get into your panties, that's it. They got what they wanted, so they're going to move on. And women and men are built different in that way. Women get caught up in their emotions. Men, in a lot of cases, don't even have no damn emotions. They don't get caught up in nothing. All they get caught up in is another conquest. It's just somebody I had sex with. It was good, and so I move on. And women have to be crafty enough and smart enough to be able to detect that in a man before they start to get up into their feelings about this person. And in no way should you degrade or demean yourself and not love yourself before you start loving him. The first person that you gotta love, that you should love, that you have to love, is yourself first. And then if you have children, they come before that man. And making sure that you can be the best mother and the best person you can be for yourself, so that you can be the best person for your children. That man should not come before any of that. When you start to put a man before all of that, then your life is going to be holy hell. Your life is going to be hell. You have women who do that, and they do it to the degree that when they find that man with another woman, they're willing to kill that man or willing to kill that woman. And then what happens? You end up going to jail. Your children lose a mother. That man dies, and we got a crazy cycle that's going on in our community. And so I say this: you know, before you get into these relationships, or before you even start thinking about getting into a relationship, think about yourself first. Think about loving yourself first. Think about what you can do to make you the best person that you can be before you even think about getting involved into a relationship with another person. It don't have to be a man, it could be a woman. You know, think about you first. Because if you're broke and you're trying to get into a relationship with somebody else, that relationship is going to be broke. And in some cases, that person is broke too. So now you got two broke people trying to get into a relationship that's never going to work. And when you start putting other things over yourself and your children, then that's just a recipe for disaster. So, you know, I see it time and time again in my community. These women, they get these guys, they fall in love with them, and, you know, their solution to keeping them is, oh, I'll have a baby for him. And if I have a baby for him, then I know I can keep him in my life. Sweetheart, that ain't gonna work. It's not. You know, to a degree, yeah, he will be in your life because that's his child, and maybe not, because you got some men out there that don't even give a damn about the fact that they have a child with you, and they don't want to be involved with you or the child. So that just puts an extra added burden on you as an individual. And now you're bitter because he don't want to be with you, and you're overly bitter because he don't want to be with his child. And so your life now becomes a bit of a disaster. You might not want to talk about it, you might hide it, but when you lay down at night and those lights go out, you're looking up at the ceiling, you know what you're going through. And nobody should have to go through that. But it's the choices that you make that put you in a position to get the results that you get. So you have to start thinking about your choices. You have to start being realistic about how you want your life to be. You have to look into your future and stop living day to day and, you know, putting this man before everything because you want to be in a relationship. I caution you, sisters, start thinking about that. This is Rob Bell, and this is Rob's Rant.